Hi everybody, well here we are back on the beach in Chernarus in DayZ, and this video is really going to be about how does it feel coming back to DayZ after playing Stalker 2 for so long. So Stalker 2 has been out about a month, and at the time of recording this video I finished it a couple of days ago. And then during that time, I didn't really play any DayZ at all. I might have jumped on just for like a couple of minutes just to check if servers were working and things like that. But nothing else. It's just been Stalker 2, Stalker 2, Stalker 2. Because Stalker 2 is a massively long game. I think I probably spent about 80 hours in Stalker 2. Obviously, it's a little bit longer when I'm playing because I'm stopping to make videos and test things and kind of repeating stuff. And I did a lot of exploring in that game as well. I didn't just mainline the quests and the side quests. I went off and had a good look round and just went off of my own accord, not following quest markers, but just thinking, all right, let's just go this way and see what I can find, and had many adventure that way. But of course, there's this shared DNA between the likes of Stalker and DayZ. They're both kind of Eastern European products. One from Bohemia Interactive, one from GSC Game Worlds, and they're both kind of, I guess, cornerstones of the survival genre of PC games, and of course now on console as well. And it could be argued that the original Stalker games that came out in 2007, 2008 and 2009, and yes, there's 3 of them, even though the new one's called Stalker 2, what they did was really led to a lot of games like DayZ. I guess, I don't know, I haven't seen any interviews where the likes of Dean Hall and his compatriots who came up with the DayZ Arma 2 mod say things, how much Stalker influenced them. But I know it's considered a very influential game, and you can go back and you can play the original games, as I have. You can play them on console now. There's the Legends of the Zone trilogy, where they've upgraded them a little bit, got rid of a lot of the crashes, and improved some of the quality of life stuff. And you can play the original games obviously on PC, and there's lots of mods on PC. And they were very, very much ahead of their time in terms of the gameplay, open world kind of gameplay, and the questing. Ooh, we're not doing very good here, are we? That took us a while, didn't it? I've got how do we select stuff? Open world questing, the fact that you could kind of do things in the order that you wanted to do. Of course, let's see if this guy's got anything on him. Oh, he has. Oh, he's probably got a beanie hat on him, hasn't he? Oh no, matches. Good. The fact that you could do, the quests and the side quests in whatever order up to a point that you wanted to, which was very, very cool. But they looked very nice as well. For the time, and they kind of sort of stand up now. You can, when you play them, you think, okay, so hello, there's a lot of zombies around, isn't there? You kind of play them, and think, okay, so, this is definitely like a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 game at best. But they have their moments when they look very good, especially Clear Sky and Call of Pripyat, the second and third of the games. And of course, they're single player games as well, single player shooter based adventure games with a survival element. You have to use bandages and use first aid kits and eat, but it's not as hardcore as the survival experience. I was hoping there was going to be a weapon on the floor as the survival experience. Have I got anything at all? We haven't, have we? Tell you what, why don't we, while we're waiting, just eat this? Not as hardcore as the DayZ experience in terms of starving to death or getting ill and things like that. You do get radiation poisoning and things, and you've got to take anti-rad pills, but it's not in the same way that what's this, a protective case? Not in the same way that DayZ is, and of course as well not in the same way that DayZ is essentially a multiplayer experience. Let's make sure we've got the doors closed here before we have a look round. But they definitely have a similar feel when it comes to exploration. And as I say, you've got that shared DNA of it. But coming back to the the question that this video is kind of meant to be trying to answer, at least, is how does it feel coming back to DayZ? And I've got to say that for me, the big difference coming back to DayZ, and Chernarus in particular, because I wanted to come back to Chernarus, even though I want to play more of Sakal, the winter map, is that DayZ and Chernarus feel like a real place. Actually, Livonia and Sandhawk feel like a real place too. The detail that goes into, I guess, not really like the textures and everything, because you look around, say, this house. Oh, there's a weapon. Excellent. Right, can I remember how to put this onto my there we go, and then we do that, don't we? Yeah. When you look inside this house, when you go inside the Stalker 2 house, there's a lot more detail going on. It's a lot dirty, a lot grubby, a lot more rubbish and all this sort of stuff hanging around. But in terms of the topography of the map, the Stalker map, and this goes for all of them, they're fairly flat. They do have some hills that you can go up and down on, but they're fairly flat, whereas DayZ maps are absolutely known for the verticality, and that for me, that makes them so special. That's what makes them so special. Ooh, excellent. Another drink. Oh, did I just drop my? I did. I'm very rusty. That's what makes them so special. The fact that we've got the beach down here, and it comes up this hill, and we've got this little town, and we've got the infected wandering around, and so this feels much more grounded than Stalker 2 does, or the original Stalker games. The Stalker games feel more like this when you're inside one of the points of interest, which tends to be like the military bases, or the factories, or the bunkers, or the underground areas as well. They feel more like that, or the villages, actually, like when you're in the starter villages, the rookie village at Cordon, or the new kind of starter villages, which is at Zelensk, I think it's called. I've probably got that wrong, so I'm terrible with names. But when you're actually wandering through the zone, it's all a bit flat, and you have like ponds and marsh areas and trees and woods and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the verticality that DayZ has. However, what Stalker 2 has that is I guess superior to DayZ in a way, is something called A-Life. And A-Life in Stalker 2 is the ambient AIs. Ooh, missed. Ooh, missed again. I tell you what, I'm bleeding really easily, aren't I? I'm bleeding very, very easy indeed. Do you want to wear some capri pants? I guess so. They're going to be better than the existing ones we've got, aren't they? Yeah, so A-Life in Stalker 2 and the original games is the AI NPCs that were wandering around the world. So this can be monsters, it can be mutants, it can be animals, it can be NPCs. And those NPCs could be stalkers, which are kind of the character you sort of play. So someone who's out for fame and fortune in the zone by finding artifacts and selling them to the kind of the highest bidder. Or it could be bandits, or it could be soldiers, or it could be traders, that sort of thing. Oh, hello. We'll definitely put that on because that will keep us a little bit warmer. And that makes the zone feel alive when you're going from. Oh, hello. We'll put that on as well. Going from place to place, because as you're wandering around, you're not the main character in the game. These sort of stalkers and bandits are shooting at each other and getting into battles, or getting into trouble with the various monsters and mutants and stuff that are hanging around the zone. So we would be wandering around here, and you'd hear gunfire in the distance, and that's very cool, especially in a single player game. Now you do get that in DayZ, because you get that when you're on a server with lots of other people. Other stuff is kicking off. But where maybe, and this is what I'm going to be investigating in 2025, is looking at how my shoes doing. Looking at how my shoes are doing. They're still pristine. Looking at how maybe we can bring some of this stuff to the PC version of DayZ. It's going to be difficult to do it on console because we just don't have the modding tools. But using something like, oh hello, put that on our back. Using something like the DayZ expansion mod and its AI aspects to have different factions wandering around Chernarus or Livonia or Sanhok, and or also expansion AI does have quests, because again, one of the problems, but it's not really a problem, it's a kind of a feature of DayZ, is the fact that there are no quests, there is no set things for you to do, and that means that you're not following quest markers around it and doing things like that. But I do think it would be nice to have something like that where we... Oh, a raincoat. Can we carry that? Yeah, we can. Where we could have various things to do, like go and clear out this particular area. Ooh, alcoholic tincture, we'll take that. Of zombies. Go and take this package to this particular person here. That's where we just came out of, wasn't it? That'd be a bit silly. Ooh. Especially on sort of single player servers like I have in the Scale Speeder gaming servers, because that kind of busy work is very good, and then also linking that, where's the door, to traders as well, and using something like Dr. Jones Trader mod or the expansion trader. Was there something on top there? Wasn't there? Let's put this away. Oh, we could open that with a baseball bat, could we? I didn't know we could do that. There isn't going to be much left, is there? Let's have a look. Let's do a bit of testing. Yeah, and linking those together, so you kind of have this gameplay loop. Yeah, we got rid of quite a lot of that, didn't we? Gameplay loop of coming to Chernarus, for example, with very little, just like you do in the vanilla game, and then wandering around and finding things. Maybe we'll even have anomalies with artifacts that you could sell to certain traders, that gives you money to get better gear. And then the further you go sort of to the northwest on Chernarus, you get the stronger anomalies with the better artifacts that are worth more money, so you can get even better gear. And then you have like bandits, and I know within the expansion AI mod you can have different factions, so different ones would interact with you in different ways. So some of them would be friendly, some of them definitely wouldn't be friendly, so you'd have to kind of figure out who was who and engage with them. And the beauty with there we go, we got a battery, we've got some. The beauty of DayZ is the permadeath, isn't it? Which I think is very, very important as well. You always have that fear, but that's why having NPCs with guns, especially, is. Can we see them through the window? Yeah. Having NPCs with guns, it has to be balanced very, very carefully. Otherwise, you'll end up with a situation where your characters can be killed far too easily, and obviously in Stalker 2 that doesn't matter that much, because go on, get some, because you just respawn at your last save point, which could have been 30 seconds ago. But you can't do that in DayZ as easily. Where are they gone? One of these had a nice bag, didn't they? Yes, we'll have that. Like that bag. You got anything? Oh, look at all this stuff. This is vanilla as well. Oop. Okay, so we've got a couple of drinks, got a potato. We could do with a knife, couldn't we? So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. And I'm also looking forward to, on the Stalker 2 front, mods coming to Stalker 2 that make it more like DayZ, which make it more of a hardcore survival experience in terms of what you've got to... Oh, pliers. Can we open a tin with pliers? I'm not sure, but we're going to take them anyway. I'll tell you what, can we, using pliers, cut things? No. in terms of things like eating, drinking, having to look after your character that way, and busy work. In other words, playing on the server, not in a way where you're following anything to do with the main storyline or even really side quests, but you're going up to the traders and saying to them, right, what jobs have you got for me? And they do this at the moment. They say, well, go and clear these mutants out from this area, or take this package to this area, or these little busy work jobs that you have to do in order to gain the credits or gain the coupons, as they call them in Stalker 2, and then use them to buy better kit, better armor, or to repair stuff as well, because in Stalker 2 your weapons, just like in DayZ, degrade, but in order to repair weapons there aren't things like weapon upgrade kits, weapon repair kits. You've got to go to a technician who will do the job for you. So I'm kind of looking forward to kind of that as well. So working on DayZ, making DayZ more what's better? I think the helmet's better, isn't it? Making DayZ a little bit more stalkerish, and making Stalker 2 more DayZ-ish as well. And of course I'll be making tutorials on how to do this. Of course, when it comes to making DayZ more stalkerish, there are plenty of servers out there already, and I've already kind of started looking through that. You may even have seen some of the videos where I play on Stalker PC Stalker map mobs, if that makes sense. But I'm really, I think my DayZ Stalker experience would be based around one of the vanilla maps. So it would be probably, I don't know. I'm thinking, because I just simply haven't played the winter map enough, but probably based around the winter map. Oh, more matches. Sandhawk, and based around the idea of a trader, anomalies, artifacts, a tier system which is pushing you in a particular direction where the anomalies get worse, and then having factions and mutants that kind of reflect that. So the further you go into the world, if you like, say on Chernarus, the further you go to the northwest, you have better artifacts but more dangerous anomalies, and more dangerous NPCs, and more dangerous mutants, and all balanced in kind of a single player way. That's the thing. Even though you could have these on multiplayer servers, the idea is to balance it so that you could play it as a single player, rather than going down the route of having using one of the excellent Stalker maps that are out there, which recreate places from the original Stalker games, often in exceptional detail and look very, very nice indeed. But I'll be looking to kind of do it the other way. So there we go. So what does it feel like coming back to DayZ after playing so much Stalker 2? It feels really good to be back. I feel like I can feel the grass between my toes, in DayZ. I really do. It feels like this is a real place, and I've thoroughly enjoyed Stalker 2, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to getting back into the zone as well. But for 2025, I'm really looking forward to how we can bring these games closer together by modding DayZ to be more like Stalker 2, and modding Stalker 2 to be more like DayZ. Anyway, what do you think, though? Put your questions and comments down below. If you found this video useful, if you found my rambling interesting, please let me know in the comments. And of course, I'll see you again soon.